Sir, welcome back to the channel. I hope you are having a fantastic day. Man, I don't know if you noticed anything different, but whoo-wee! Boy, took about a month to get these shirts. Super excited. Got to look, walk to walk, talk to talk. You know how it is, man. Got to fit in. Get in where you fit in. So, and this is actually a really cool episode. The story behind this 1966 C10 is customer surprising his wife. It's her 40th birthday. This is her all-time favorite vehicle. And check this out. Yeah, that's how much rust we cut out of this truck. So it's going to be a long video. I hope you find some stuff useful in it. Like I said, I'm really excited to be a part of this this surprise, and I hope you guys are too. Do me a favor, right away, straight away, no bullshit. Comment down below, hit that thumbs up button. Extremely important. I cannot stress it enough. If I can go out of my way to buy $300 in shirts to work in the garage, y'all can hit that like button. I'm not asking for a lot. Do me that favor, please and thank you. So, without further ado, let's get into the video. So guys, one thing I want to point out really quick. There's 100 ways, could be 101, to skin this cat. This is my way. May not be the right way. It could be the wrong way. But it works for me. You do what's comfortable for you. I'm going to do what's comfortable for me. And with that being said, you may see something you're like, huh, why is he doing that for? But in the end, trust me, it's all going to make sense. So I want to say there's roughly 70 man hours in cutting all that steel out of the truck. This is a pretty hefty pile of steel. A lot of stuff in here. Lot of crap that was cut out of this truck. Lots and lots and lots of rusty metal. You get the point. So guys, one more thing before we begin. I got some lonely hearts up on the wall. If you find any of my content interesting, do me a favor, hit that super thanks button. Cup of coffee here and there ain't gonna hurt no one. That's all I'm asking for. If y'all don't want to, then hey, I get it, man. You don't want to, but your name will go up on the wall inside of the hearts. Red hearts are $10, yellow hearts are $5, and the bare metal is $2. So just keep that in mind. Consider hitting that super thanks button. So let's go. I am always drinking Wawa coffee. So, all right, so this truck's got some real nice patina. I want to say the last time this thing seen the road was 1996, which is pretty cool. We're going to open the hood in just a second, but there's quite a bit of small cancer spots, lower fender, lower rocker, door, a little bit on the hood here on this side. We've got the lower lip of the hood. We've got the upper lip of the hood, and then same on the passenger side. A little bit on the corner of the hood there, over here, the fender, a little bit on the door. Inside is pretty clean. Cab corners are pretty clean. We just got a rust spot right there that we've got to fix. So I want to vacuum this out, see what we're working with, and again, nothing like the sound of an old car closing the door, boy. Pretty cool. Lots of cobwebs sitting in on here. Really neat, you know, to see something like this. And does it have a starter? Yep, she's got a starter. So she's got a starter, she's got a coil, obviously a distributor. We don't need the fuel pump or anything of that nature because we can pour some gas down the carb. I'm sure the carb's going to need to be rebuilt. Customer's not using this engine, but I thought for shits and giggles, let's try and get this motor running when we're all said and done fixing the truck. But you can see up in here, it's quite a bit of damage over time. This is probably going to be one of the last pieces that I do. Now, boy oh boy, this looks really interesting. How to get to this piece. Yeah, this is all I have that was given to me, and we're gonna run into a bit of a problem because this inside lip is rotted pretty bad. I'll have to contact the customer. We'll save this for last or later for the video. But yeah, overall, this is a really pretty truck. It's got some real nice patina. Oh, I forgot something. We're gonna end up replacing these drip rails here too. You can see they're basically, there's nothing left of them. So we're gonna replace these. He's got these new in the box. Grind this up, clean it up. Remember, we're trying to keep the patina. Last thing we want to do is go messing up the rest of this poor kid's truck. If you like my work ethic, my style, how I handle my projects, in the description of the video, every video that I put up has my email address. Feel free, contact me. I'm located in Florida, in Central Florida, just outside of Orlando. Got a trailer. If you need help getting your project to me, obviously for a fee, we can arrange that, no problem. But if you're interested in having something done, shoot me an email. Hey Jay, this is what I've got, I'm looking to do. So as always, enough of the chip chat. Let's get started. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So really quick, I just want to point something out. I have multiple size welding wire that I use. If I'm doing something really big, 035 to 030. Anytime I work with sheet metal, 024, 023, how thin the wire is, extremely important. Do not weld sheet metal with 030 or 035. Swap the wire out. Your work is going to come out a lot nicer. All right, so we got 2 bolts up top to come out. We've got 2 on the side here that's got to come out, and 1 on the bottom. It's going to take me a little bit. I got to clean these up. I want to soak them up before I take them apart, and I got to charge my camera up. It's actually 6, not 5 inside here. I couldn't see the other one. Got these out. Very helpful to have some MAP gas. Pardon me, I got a cold. Take the MAP gas on the bolts and melt off or warm up any kind of undercoating that's in there. Otherwise, you're not going to get a socket on it, and you're going to end up stripping it, and it's going to cause you nothing but problems. But anyway, I just put this one up here. I left it back in so the fender wouldn't fall on me. And there it is. So before we stick that fender on the operating table, one thing I want to point out is this guy's going to probably be a mother trucker to get off. Not this. But we're going to, I don't know, heat it up. If I can't get it off, this tab comes off. There's 3 bolts here. You can pull the tab off. They sell these. You can replace them. But I'd like to save it because we're going to need to use this, obviously, to bolt the new fender back on. Well, the old new fender, once we finish it up. I actually want to show you. This is quite impressive. A little bit of heat. Couple shims. That's actually really impressive. So the customer gave me this spare fender, made a template, cut it up. She's square right here. Now I got a magnet holding it, and I'm gonna I got the ends, both sides beveled, I believe. Yeah, but yeah, that's as best as we're gonna get. I could fill this in. I'm not too worried about that. I might grind a little more right here just to give me some space, but trying to preserve the patina. Well, there we have it. It's one done. You can very faintly see the line, a little magical patina over that, and she'll be good to go. Same thing, you can see the slice I made. I decided to use the old fender stiffener, and I didn't want to, I'm gonna clean this up here a little bit more, but once you start rolling the edge of the fender back, you just destroy the fender. Nice clean edge. I had to build this corner up just a little bit. The edge was off. I'll show you. You'll see it better this way. But resting a straight edge up here. Next to no light. You can see all the way down through it. So very happy. One piece done. I'm gonna take a tap and die, clean the threads out, and she'll be good to go. Moving right along, I got the old drip edge off. I had to use duct tape. Nothing would stick, all the rust and stuff. We want to leave obviously what's on the outside, only want to prime inside here. So I'm going to hit this with some epoxy primer and then install the new drip rail, which is currently right here. Pretty easy. Got to pop a couple holes in this and then tack her up. I don't know. So after half an hour staring at this, I said to myself, because this was all rotted in here, I was like, do I cut a piece out? That's kind of stupid. New rockers sometimes don't lay right, but I can't justify cutting a small little piece out. It just wouldn't look right. So I opted to remove the whole outer rocker. So here we go. Man, oh man. Well, that looks pretty damn good. Surprisingly, it actually fits really good. Got to do a little finagling right here. You can see it's not really lining up 100%. This corner has to get scooched, or this whole thing has to get scooched, but it looks really good, man. Looks really good. Let's see if I can get it off. There it is. I just got to clean up some of the grind marks up in here, prime it, cleaned everything up, sprayed it with weldable primer. I probably drilled 100 holes. Got it all ready, letting it dry, and good to go. Yeah, the sun's up. It's 37 degrees here in Florida. So for you northerner guys that are freezing your ass off, granted, It'll probably warm up 15-20 degrees today. It's still cold. All right guys, hopefully this angle of the camera comes out good. Our inner rocker is all trimmed up, cleaned up their primer off of it. We're going to slide it carefully inside. Little finesse. Little bit of love right there. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. DJ Paulie D's in the building.
Up, but overall, come on, Betsy. Right there. There it is. Okay. But basically, I just wanted to point out, tack, 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 stop, tack, 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 stop. So you can see how nice it's coming out. Trying to keep the metal as flat as possible. I prefer welding seams up like this, where you can stick your nail through here. Nothing bigger than that, because once I hit this with the flap disc, you basically will never know that it was done. You can get it that perfect and, you know, put a little bit of seam seal, you know, on it, or some undercoating on the other side on it, finesse it, and you would never know that it was done. You could literally get it that perfect. I'm not trying to get it perfect, but I'm trying to do a really nice job, a quality job. You can see up here the toe panel. This piece doesn't fit right. I have to finesse this a little bit. Not the end of the world. I'm sure at some point he's going to end up doing firewall later on down the road, so this can actually get addressed then. But I'm going to try and pull this to it and get a couple of tacks inside of here. The damn visor's got all dust in it. So I just want to demonstrate real quick my little method that I use. I want to show you something. You can almost slide this through it. You can see the seam. Yeah, we'll do it this way. See how you see daylight through there? Now watch this. Very nice. I'll give it a little love tap there. A little bit of a love tap there. And there. Here we go. We're going to go this way now. Let it cool off. Hit this side. So you get the point. My wife's calling me. Sure. As usual. Wife asks me, are you hungry? Sure. Alright, I'll be back. Let this cool off. See you all in a minute. Well, no sense in boring you guys with grinding, but that looks really good. I could really go more, but there's no reason to. You're not going to see it. There's going to be a sill plate there. It looks really clean. Very happy. So now what I need to focus on is I need to make or reconstruct this right here, because this gets attached inside of here. that's what secures the cab to the rocker. And you can see holes aren't lining up. That's part of repop stuff, you know. I don't have no holes inside here. I'm gonna have to put some holes in here, but you can see now we've got a nice chunk of meat to work with underneath. So I need to do a little bit of trimming. I need to line up I need to line up the outer rocker, test fit it. Should all be good. I really didn't, you know, hack into anything. And the other thing I need to do is come up with something for inside of here. They sell this panel. It's a mother to get off, and you can see all the factory tacks in here. I'm not dealing with this. Normally they put kick panels, speakers over this, but I'm just gonna make a little plate, weld it to the floor, bum bum bum, inside here, bum bum bum, and make it nice and strong. Phew, fuck. Phew. Damn it. Very nice. Now I've got holes. I have some existing holes right there, and then I've got one up here, just test fitting. Oh yeah. Now he's got my fingerprints in the primer. Very cool. Inner rocker, perfect. If you look down, very nice. Look underneath the floor. Look how clean that looks. Take a cut brush. Obviously, if the cab was off, grind it up, clean it up, seam seal it, and you'd never know that was replaced. Here's another thing that I gotta fix. If you look at the floor brace, it's missing one of the mounts, the corner of the mount, so I'm gonna have to reconstruct that too right now. It's all part of what we do. Good stuff, very happy. Here we go. All right, so one of the cool things about being a welder fabricator is just thinking outside the box. I need to obviously reconstruct this, which I'm going to in a minute, but his bracket on the inside was blown apart. I'll show you. So what we're gonna do is, now there was nuts on the inside over here, okay, like this, and this attaches to the inner cab support. So what I'm going to do is I take these here bolts,
These nuts. Got him.
I've got to think outside the box. Okay. Let's say, for argument's sake, customer decides, you know what, I want to replace that floor support. And he goes and orders it, and Jay didn't think outside the box. Well, now I just screwed the customer, and that's no fun. So what we're going to do is, because this is actually how it was from the factory, there was nuts welded here, but then there was nuts welded here. So two bolts went through here like this into this bracket, which I'm going to cut these out shortly and weld some new ones on. And you can see how that used to go. I have to drill that out, but I'm going to weld these on here, coated in etching primer, not epoxy primer, because I keep saying it like a dumbo. Now, this is how it's supposed to look, except I had to reconstruct this guy right here. So now I'm going to tap this in, plug weld those three, and we're good to go. So like I said, if he ever decides to replace this here body mount for the cab, the cab mount, easy peasy. Take the bolts out, cut the mount off, remove it, install it, done. Let me ask you a question. This is your vehicle. You just installed new inner rocker. Your pillar post is rotted. What do? I'll show you what I did. Made this bad boy from scratch. Watch this. Ta-da! All right, there it is. Very pleased how that came out. It was obviously nothing there, nothing left, and we made something from nothing. Now if you remember, these holes, super crucial. The space between the door, when the door was on, was spot on. That's why I kept those holes. Those are my alignment holes. So now I can trim the bottom and then weld the rocker together. Self-tapping screw. Holds it in place. And weld all these up. Very nice. So overall, I want to say it's probably about 8 hours, maybe a little more, to tackle this entire inner and outer and reconstruction of the pillar post. Maybe 10 hours. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Whew. So we all know how hard doors are, putting them on by yourself. Get you a stool, one of these adjustable ones, prop it up, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Think just like this. So we're working on the passenger door. Cut out a piece. You can see right here. And the reason I cut this out at this angle is again to keep the patina. I created this template right here off of this. So now you can see our piece fits really nice inside of here. And we're gonna weld this up, grind it up to try and get it like this. His door's got a lot of little cancer spots in it, so I'm trying to, I mean, you'd have to cut a huge portion of the door out, and I'm trying not to cut a ginormous portion of the door out. I want to keep it as small and simple as possible. He'll just need to do a skim coat of Bondo over this with some filler. You get to a point where you just gotta call it quits, and there's some cancer spots in here and I'm just not fighting it. I'm not chasing it. Same on this side, but I think overall it looks really good. Obviously there's no more giant hole there. It's pretty plumb with a straight edge, and it's on to the next thing. You know, you can't spend an hour in a day working on these two little corners when you have a laundry list of stuff that you've got to get done. To our last spot inside the cab here in the corner, I just bent up out of some scrap steel. You can see it's nice and flat here. Our corner's square. We're going to cut this out, drop this in, and stitch it up. and that'll be basically done for the corner here. The right thing to do would be replace this panel, and I'm not going to start boogering up pieces to fit, you know, inside that corner. Can always come back. We can always do that and some other things. I'm just trying to keep it simple and knock out the giant punch list of stuff that I've got to do. And there we have it. One less patch we got to worry about. Like I said, only thing left would be this pole panel here. See what the customer wants to do. We're running pressed for time. We've got a lot of other things that we've got to get done. So basically the entire passenger side is done. Inner rocker, outer rocker, restructured the pillar, some patches in the floor, drip rail, fender patch, patch on the lower fender, and that's basically the entire driver's passenger side. Onto the driver's side. I'm going to pull this out, clean it up, spin it around, and get the driver's side done. We got a pile of rusty parts here, pretty easily identifiable. Outer rocker, inner rocker, outer rocker, fender, some floor braces. Pretty interesting. I'm saving this for the customer. It's obviously the new panel, but I just think it's really neat. You know, you've got a big old pile of metal that you've cut. You got a pile of rust that you removed from the rocker. I try and keep my shop pretty clean for the most part. You can see I lined up his seams pretty good. His lower rocker seam, some money. Everything looks good, looks really good. This hood, I'm telling you, is going to be a nightmare. This is the portion up here, which secures the hood in place. I know it's rotted all behind here, so, and then the hood gets secured to this piece, which is your lower panel where your hinges are secured to. So I'm actually really nervous to cut this hood apart, and we're going to do the hood last. We're going to flip this truck around. I replaced his inner and outer tie rod because he went with disc brakes on here, and customer asked me if I can swap them. No big deal. Took me all of 5 minutes, and you can see what we've got left on this side to do. Fender, rocker, door. Gonna vacuum it out. That's gonna get replaced when I do the inner rocker, and then maybe we'll see what's going on up there. A little bit of cancer, and the drip rail. Customer's worried about rot in the pillow post. I don't think there's rot in his pillar post, his windshield pillar. I think it's pretty good, but I'm gonna pull this off first because he asked me to send him some pictures. So I wanted to point something out really quick. Originally on the passenger side, the way I've done it is I removed the whole outer rocker to access the inner rocker, assuming the inner rocker was good. Well, obviously we know it wasn't good. Hindsight is 20/20. So what I'm gonna do is, this time I'm gonna cut, because this is all basically out, and what I need to do is I need to access them bolts that are down inside this pillar and this pillar. So I'm gonna cut all this out, remove it, so I can access the lower rocker, then cut on my line right here, and then cut around the inner rocker, leaving the bolts inside of the pillar. Get the entire inner rocker and outer rocker removed, do the same on the front pillar, and then I can take the bolts out and do what I need to do. I think it's going to be a lot easier. It's going to save a lot of time. Instead of removing it, just the outer, then removing the inner. So I'm going to basically remove the inner and the outer at the same time. way easier. Look at all the shit that came out. Amazing. So now we've got access to our bolts. You got 2 here and 2 on the other side. I could finish cutting. I can remove the inner. I could finish chiseling this off. I've got some more drills, holes I got to drill in the front. Still got to get the fender off. Night and day. So much easier. This saved probably a good hour of time doing it this way. All right, great example from before. You could see a lot of these bolts are all crudded up, undercoating. Taking nap gas, warm up the undercoat, see how it's starting to melt. Take a little screwdriver. Think. Now you got access to your bolt. Use a stubby ratchet. See, we can't get our all undercoating. Boss. Pumping the truck. One more. Number 6. Oh. So we got another happy little rust spot right here. These are pretty common. My 64 wasn't like this. This whole thing needs to be replaced. He's gonna have to order this. Yeah, this thing's no good. No bueno. I gotta see what he wants to do. This is actually really bad. In here, excuse me, in here, under here, in here. A lot of, this is not a, hey, I want to cut a little piece of metal out and weld it in kind of thing. All right, so currently we're on the driver's side. Inner rockers welded up. All the holes line up except for this one up here. This is factory. Obviously this isn't. Why this one isn't lining up, I couldn't tell you, but I can't, I just can't get it to line up. So shit happens. More importantly, these line up here and down here. So we're gonna set the door on here, test fit the outer rocker to make any necessary adjustments, create a permanent hole with a screw, self tapper. So once I have my rocker lined up, then I could get this thing welded up. All right, so the corner was fighting me. Again, repop shit. There's nothing you can do about it. We've got no other alternative. I thought I had it at first. You see the little hole from my self tapper. Now I have it, and I'm gonna have to finesse that this portion of the new rocker on the inside of the door. My seam looks really good. It's this piece, it's kind of one of those things. What other alternative do you have? You've got none, so you got to make it work. All right, so I wanted to point something out really quick. The underside of the rocker is probably the hardest part to weld up. Obviously you see all them holes. So what I like to do is take self-tapping screws and go, I don't know, every 8 inches or so, put a self-tapper to pull the inner to the outer, and then I'll tack it up, remove the screw, put the screw in another spot to pull the inner to the outer. And I find that works best for me. So we're working on the door. The door is banged up pretty dang good. Seen better days, a lot of rust. I opted to cut a section out of the lower patch panel for several reasons. Now, they don't really give you a good spot to do your cut or your seam. You could still see some of the bead rolling, the factory bead rolling here. This bead rolling doesn't match this bead rolling. And the last thing that I want to do is raise this all the way up into here where it's really visible. The lower it is, the less visible it is. So not only that, you got to contend with the door hinge, and I'm not feeling messing with the door hinge. So what I went and did was I made my own cut in this bead roll right here, slid this forward, screwed the bottom of this to it, and now I'm going to make my cut on the door, and then I have to grind all this out all the way around to remove this portion of the lower door. So there's a lot of work involved in this. It's not an easy peasy kind of thing. It is what it is, you know. And now you can see why we're replacing this portion of the bottom of the door. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out and clean up this edge, and then we'll sit the new one on it and see how it looks. So I'm grinding the seam to split the old skin, and just carefully popping up on it, and you can see how I worked it and got the entire piece off. Now, some may argue and say to drill out all these, you're never going to get it. It's just not going to happen. The shit is too fragile, it's too brittle. We're just going to test fit this piece, see how it looks. Overall, it's coming out really good. An insane amount of time to put one of these damn things on. Really, really, really tedious. Probably the most tedious thing I've done so far. There's a bit of a divot inside of here. I'm gonna call it good with this. I mean, if the customer wants to have a body guy, you know, work this line out better, then, you know, that's something he's gonna have to do. But it's just totally off, man. Let me see if I can get the other one and show you. Try and focus right here. You'll see how it gets high, and then it gets low down in the corner, and that's where I'm at right there. Let me see if this helps. Yeah, that might help a little more. Very much a pain in the ass to work that. Sometimes you just got to know when to call it quits on this, and well, on the particular portion you're working at. And I'm not a body guy. I don't have the stuff to do body work. I have the stuff to do metal work. You can see the corner, how I seamed it in. This didn't match with this, so I had to fudge it a little bit. Same on the other side. Bit of a pain in the ass, man. I had to build up some metal in here. Really, really tedious. So now basically what I'm doing is I'm going around the edge and I'm tacking the edge of the panel to the skin to create, you know, strength, and filling in the welds, taking my vice grips, locking them down, doing a section, popping it, locking it down, and so on and so on, and then grinding it down. I had to build this corner up right here, you can see how much, you know, time is involved in that. All of this is tack, 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 grind it, tack, 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 grind it. Really, really tedious. Would I do another one of these skins? Absolutely not, because I got a whole day in doing the bottom of the door. So guys, I'm hoping you guys are liking this content. I mean, you don't want to see step by step. It's nice to see progress on what's going on. Dude, this door is really kicking my ass, but I think I've got it. So I want to show you what I've done. Pretty warm out, so just pardon me, but keep in mind I've been sanding this by hand. That's pretty damn good, man, for sanding by hand and checking it for plumb. I'm gonna call it good. This bottom of the door is done, D-O-N-E. I'm gonna clean up the edges a little bit. I'm gonna put in some seam sealer. I gotta finish tidying up a couple of little spots, but dude, this is as best as I'm gonna get it. A lot of work, many hours. This is not a 1, 2, 3 thing, welding bottoms of doors on. So get it cleaned up and seam sealed and primed, and she'll be done. Clean up the other side of the door. We got to flip it back over. So we're moving along really nice. We got the door done. Inside nice and clean. Small little seam there, which you won't notice it once they do a little body work to it. But overall, I'm very happy with how it came out. Inner rockers, outer rockers look great. So now it is on to pulling the truck out and getting this floor cleaned up. Sometimes you just got to stop what you're doing and give everything a good cleaning. So notified the customer, the fender. This is the fender that was on the truck. Obviously it's got a big hole here. We have the brace for it, and this portion is damaged. His spare fender that he gave wasn't looking that well either. So what I said to him, I said, listen, I really don't want to cut the spare fender that you gave me, because there's, you know, it's kind of counterintuitive. That's rusted along with this one. So he's going to order some patch panels. This way we can get that fixed up. And just going from there, you know, keeping busy, getting this gem back together. I love it. So it's kind of been one of those mornings. It happens, you know. Talk to the customer, the hood. We're gonna go a different route with the hood. His part for the lower fender came in. I just want to show you what I'm gonna do and how we're gonna attack this situation. So I scribed the line above the rust. This section is gonna get cut off. We're gonna end up cutting the brace right about here. There's a hole where my finger is. We're gonna cut it along this seam. So this whole thing will get cut. This will get cut down through here. Our new panel will cut what we need, fit her back in, tack the brace in, and then she should be good to go. We'll stitch it right along here. So what I've done is I created a box on my sheet of plywood here. This is a square line. You can see it runs all the way up. Now I need to transfer this line here that goes all the way across onto this piece, because this is where we're going to be cutting on this line that's here and here. We're going to connect it right across. Well, it's as best as I can do, man. Another panel that just don't want to line up. They repop them and they're misshaped. So have to do a little bit of body work right here to match the seam. This curve is totally off. It's hard to see at the angle that I'm showing it to you at, but I got it as smooth as I can inside here. And I mean, it's all we can do. Do the best we can do with what we've got. If you don't mind, do me a favor, comment down below if you're enjoying the video. A lot of time has gone into this truck to get it where it is right now, even though it's not obviously drivable, but we're trying to make it more presentable because it's a surprise. And I think it's coming along really nice. Once he finesses some paint inside of it, you know, to match what's existing, the patina, it's gonna look really good. So please comment down below you're liking what you're seeing. You want to see more of these kind of videos. I would really, really appreciate it. All right, guys, there it is, man. Customers here brought his front bumper, rear bumper, grill. Boy, that looks so nice. What a difference. She came out really, really nice. Very happy. Remember all the rust we had on here. And we got a nice brand new bumper on here. The bling. And all the rust on this side. We really transformed this truck. Very nice. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. A lot of man hours went into this. I hope she enjoys her surprise. And with that being said, we'll see you on the next one. Have a great day. Take care, guys.